So here we have, think of it, here we have the biggest scandal going on anywhere in the world, the corruption of Joe Biden and the Biden family. And he's interviewed last night by Stephanopoulos on ABC, and they don't even ask him the question about it. No, think of it. They don't even ask him a question like, you know, like, how come your son got $3.5 million from Moscow, right? From Moscow. Russia. Because they were the ones involved with Russia, it turns out, not me. It was the opposite. But why did your son get $3.5 million from the wife of the mayor of Moscow? Think of it. Think of it. A little question like that. Remember Chris Wallace said, oh, well, you shouldn't ask him that question. Why is that, Chris? Tell me. He's no Mike. He's no Mike. Chris is no Mike. But then the other one, how about this? $1 billion, get rid of the prosecutor. Otherwise, you don't get the $1 billion from the United States. But that's turning out to be peanuts compared to what we're finding now. Now he wants $10 million from China to make an introduction. Would anybody here take $10 million to introduce somebody to your father? I'd do it, Dad. I'd do it for $10 million bucks. I'd love to introduce. I would do it, Pop, and he'd want me to do it. $10 million, Dad, please. Ah, I had a great father. I'm not just running against Biden and that corrupt family. I'm running against the left-wing corrupt media, and we're running against big tech. This is a hell of a big crowd, but look at that. That goes all the way back there. But, you know, the media, they never show it. You ever notice? You go home. They show me and about 3 people behind me. People left, right. 4 stars. They end up 3 + 1. Thank you very much. You know, it's very interesting. I love that, but no politician, I believe, has ever heard that chant. Really. We love somebody. No, think of it. Reagan, I love Reagan. He was a wonderful guy. You never heard the chant, we love Reagan. You never heard that. This started a few weeks ago, and it's amazing. And I appreciate it very much. I do. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. And I love this state. I love Georgia. You know, when you had the hurricane overdrive where it came in and wiped out a lot of your area, David Perdue is a fantastic guy who may be here someplace. But David Perdue called me. He said, you got to do me a favor. You got to help us with our farmers. And we gave them a hell of a lot of money. We helped. They got wiped out by a hurricane. You know, you don't hit too many hurricanes, right? But this was a big monster that hit Florida, hit a lot of different areas, hit Alabama. We took care of Alabama. We took care of Georgia. We took care of Georgia. Took care of our farmers. I'll never forget, I came here and I stood, and I was with 32 farmers. All of them got hit hard. And one of them said, sir, I was a week away from having the best crop I've ever had, and it got ripped apart, just ripped apart. It wasn't his fault, and we took care of him. We took care of all of them, okay? And it made me feel good. It made me feel good. Great people. And they never asked for anything. They just want a level playing field. That's all they ever wanted. And I raised, by the way, $28 billion. Thank you, China, because they targeted our farmers. $12 billion, and then the next year, $16 billion. Frankly, you did better without even working, if you want to know the truth. Came from China. And we did a hell of a job, and those farmers are all happy today, but they were targeted by China. We got $28 billion in tariffs, and we gave it to your farmers, and everybody's doing just fine today, right? But the radical left is doing everything in their power to protect their chosen candidate who has no clue where he is. He's gone. They've nothing but disdain for you and for your values and the values of Georgia. I know Georgia very well. They flood your communities with criminal aliens, with drugs, crime, while leaving behind. And you see what they do. They live in gated communities, but they flood you out. They complain about guns and they complain about everything. And then they want to end your Second Amendment, but they want protection for themselves. They oppose school choice while sending their families to the best private schools. We need school choice, by the way. They demonize our great, and you know, you see this. Hello, look how beautiful. So beautiful. They demonize our great police and law enforcement while hiring private security for themselves. They attack the Second Amendment every single day while employing armed guards. And let me tell you, I am the only thing standing in the way of you and your Second Amendment. It's under siege. It's a big deal. They support crippling lockdowns while their jobs remain totally exempt. It's time we sent a message to these wealthy liberal hypocrites. I could have every one of them. By the way, I mean, just like I said before, I know these guys, I can call them all. Hey, do me a favor. Irving, send me $5 million. Okay, I'll do it. Donald, I'll do it if you want it. Oh, man, I got to do it. Do you mind if I take 1 week and just do it? I will set the all-time record on fundraising. Man, would I be good at that. It's so easy. I wouldn't have to explain a thing. But they come from Washington, they come from New York, they come from Silicon Valley. And by the way, those Silicon Valley guys are sort of getting caught, aren't they, huh? Section 230, I'm sure most of you don't know what that means. Section 230. These guys, they're given powers, they're given rights by Washington, and then they claim free speech, right? They claim, but they're giving an exemption. They're given a total exemption, and they can't abuse that power. And there's a lot of things going on right now, and a lot of your people are looking. We have some of those people here, your great congressmen, senators, and we'll be introducing them in a second, but they're looking very hard at Section 230. On Election Day, you can send a message that the fake news media right there, boy, there are a lot of them. Look at that, looks like the Academy Awards. It's a lot of people. There are a lot of people. Look at those cameras. They're all running with those red lights, but every time I mention their name, those red lights go off. You know, the red lights, that means you're live, and then they start talking about it. They say, get the light off, wait, turn it off. Go to a break. Let's go to a break right now. That fake news CNN, they don't know what. They are so fake. They really are. They're just disgusting. NBC is no better. Did you get to see last night? You did a good job. But look, I mean, I could have had somebody else. They're all the same. I mean, they ask you a question, you give them an answer, right? But I want to tell you that she's like disappeared. Everybody thought it was so inappropriate. Here they give this guy softballs. Did you see a week ago Lester Holt? Lester Holt, another genius. Lester Holt. Here's Mr. Vice President, sir, what did you have for dinner, sir? Was it good? And in Savannah, it was like her face, the anger, the craziness. I mean, the craziness last night. And I said goodbye. I said, great job, Savannah, you did wonderfully, good job. But we got very high marks for that last night, but they thought it was very unfair that Sleepy Joe, who cannot answer a question, he really can't answer a question. Well, Chris Wallace protected him with me. I talked about the Moscow $3.5 million payment. I talked about the $1 billion. Chris Wallace wouldn't let he said, no, that's not appropriate. Why? You mean the guy's allowed to take $3.5 million so we're not allowed to talk to him about it? I'm telling you, that Biden family, and others, but that Biden family is corrupt. It's a corrupt family. And with me and my kids, let me tell you, my kids, I'll tell you something, though, and it's fair, lock them up. You should lock them up. Lock up the Bidens. Lock up Hillary. Lock them up. Can you imagine if my kids did what this guy Hunter is doing? Ivanka. Oh, my beautiful, my wonderful Ivanka. She's a good kid. Can you imagine? And you know, she's much smarter, much sharper. She could, if she wanted to. How could she do well? And Don and Eric and Tiffany, they're good kids. But you know, we don't do things. It's like, boy, they'd make a fortune. Just think of it. And when you look at what they get away with, and by the way, Biden's brother, try that one. I won't go too deep in the family. I'm not looking to insult everybody, but honestly, in my opinion, it's a criminal enterprise. It's a criminal enterprise. He's like a vacuum cleaner. The father goes through and the son comes in a vacuum cleaner, millions of dollars pouring in. And take a look at the way they live. 47 years he's a politician. He lives very well. Almost as well as Maxine Waters. You ever see her house? Maxine Waters, what a beautiful house she lives in. I wonder how that happened. On election day, you can send a message that the fake news media can't get away with it any longer. We can't let them get away with it any longer. And these big tech companies, you know, it's funny because I've heard about the big tech companies. I didn't care too much, and I heard the power was unbelievable. And it's like 99% for the other side. And I kept hearing about big tech, the power in Iran. I kept hearing it, you know, what the hell. In one ear, out the other. But I kept hearing, and we won. So I kept hearing after that, we won. And I said, well, wait a minute. If they're so powerful, how come we won, right? They were 100% against us. But now it's gotten worse and worse, and now they've gone crazy. They've gone crazy. How about our magnificent Kaylee, right? So Kaylee, I don't know what the word would be, I guess suspended, but they suspended her account because she posted an article from the New York Post, which is one of the largest papers in the country, which, by the way, I want to thank them. The one paper, they've really got guts. They're printing this stuff. They got to be making a fortune as much as they can make in that industry nowadays. But you know, when you look at the failing New York Times and the Washington Post, they don't want to write about it. They don't want to write about it. This is the biggest political scandal. No, I'm sorry, it's the second biggest political scandal. The biggest political scandal, we caught them. That's when they spied on our campaign and tried to take down your president. But this is the second biggest political scandal. These are a bunch of bad people. And you think it's fun doing what I do, right? No, I had a great life, I want to tell you. I was doing well, I was having a lot of fun, but you know what? I would never give up what we've achieved. Think of what we've achieved. The other stuff. I mean, honestly, there are a lot of successful people. There are a lot of people that are successful. Got a lot of them right here. A lot of successful people. But nobody in first 3.5 years, first 3.5 years, nobody has achieved in the history of our country what we've achieved with our military, with our tax cuts, with our regulation cuts, with all of the things that we've done. Nobody has done as much as we've done. Things like right to try, things like Space Force. Thank you very much. You know, I always get them. I said, turn the cameras, turn the cameras. So we just left Florida. We had a crowd that was like this. It was massive. It went on forever. I said, turn the cameras, show the crowd. They don't realize it's actually good for them because it's exciting. It's like being at a Florida State, Florida, Ohio State, if you want to say. It's a massive football game. You know, before we had to socially distance, we have all these empty seats, right? You'll be back very soon. You'll be back very soon. But. And then, of course, Georgia. Not bad, you're doing okay. But, and who's the greatest of them all from Georgia? Who's the greatest of them all from Georgia? Herschel. By the way, How good was Herschel Walker, right? He made a lot of quarterbacks look good. Here, Herschel running, boom, 6 yards, 9 yards, 10 yards, 100 yards. And he's on our side, and he's an incredible guy, Herschel Walker. I remember when he was playing here, they had like the ballad to Herschel Walker. He was like just a legendary guy, remember? From the time he started, just boom, 6 yards, 8 yards, 10 yards. And then the quarterback goes, he says, I think I'm going to sign with the NFL. It's like amazing. But Herschel's been great, and Herschel loves his state, and the fact that we have his endorsement so strongly. I mean, so strongly. We love it. But what a great football player he was. What a great winner. We want to thank Herschel. The ballad to Herschel Walker. On November 3rd, show the people, the great American people, that we're in charge, that we're delivering Sleepy Joe Biden and that whole group of radical left crazies. And by the way, he's not really radical left, but he's got no choice. He's got absolutely nothing going. They're running the party. How about Kamala? How good did Mike Pence do? So how good did Mike Pence do a week ago against Kamala? That was easy. That was easy. Mike is great. He's doing a great job. And he really did. He did a great job. But it's very unfair. You know, it's so unfair. When you watch, okay, you watched last night, and you see the anger and the hatred. I'm saying, well, look, let's just do this thing. Just take it easy. Relax. Just relax. Take it nice and easy, okay? Okay? She said, but I told you that's true. I said, I don't believe you. Why would I believe you? You know? You see that? Where she's screaming. I said, well, who told me? I told you. I said, who cares if you told me? What are you telling me? But we got very high marks. But compare that. Could you imagine if Joe Biden was treated like Savannah Guthrie treated us? Not me. It's us. Could you imagine? He would be freaked out. He would probably be under the table. He would be under the table. And she's easy compared to President Xi and Putin and Kim Jong-un and plenty of others. She's like easy pickings. But could you imagine if she came at him? Did you see? Now, I was interviewed a couple of weeks by George Stephanopoulos, and it was a tough interview, but it was fine. I don't say, like, you know, give me the answers and the questions. Do you ever see where they ask him a question and then he starts reading the answer? That means he has the answers to. I never saw anything like what's going on in my entire life. They asked, how about, did you see that a week ago where it said, move it up a little closer, I can't read the damn answer. This is the fake news. I've been saying it. I am so proud of the fact that I've exposed these people for what they are. I'm telling you. Look at all that equipment. It's millions of dollars worth of equipment. And you know what? If they were truthful, our country would come together so fast. It's really true. They're a big part of the problem. I was saying today, I was telling, when I was in Florida, I was telling the story that, you know, our people, we're going to bring it all together. And they said, how are you going to do it? Through success. Because we were ready. We had the most successful economy we've ever had. We never had an economy. African American, Hispanic American, Asian American, women, people with high school diplomas, people without high school diplomas, people from MIT, top of their class, geniuses, physicists, chemical engineers. Everybody was doing better than they've ever done. And then we had the plague sent to us by China. We're not going to forget that. We're not going to forget that. We're not going to forget it, and they know we're not going to forget it. They know it damn well that we're not going to forget it. And now we closed it down. We saved millions of lives. They don't say that, you know. We're at over 200,000. That's terrible. But compared to other nations, it's amazing what we've been able to do. But we saved millions. It was supposed to be 2.2 million lives, right? And we saved millions of lives, and now we're rebuilding it back, and our economy is setting records. What we're doing is setting records. But if I don't sound like a typical Washington politician, it's because I'm not a politician. And if I don't always play by the rules of the Washington establishment, and it would make, it would make my life a lot easier, to be honest. I know how to play those rules. Remember they used to say, and I used to play the game about acting presidential. I'm a smart guy. We're a lot of smart people here. I'm smart. And I always said it's much easier to be presidential than to do what I do, right? Remember? And I said, I'm more presidential if I wanted to be, but I got to get things done. I don't have enough time. There's so many stupid things that happen with bad deals, stupid deals, bad trade deals. But you remember I used to go, and it would have fun, but I'd used to go and I'd imitate a president who's playing presidential. That's so easy compared to what we do. What we do is much more difficult. I said, I can be more presidential than any president in our history, with the possible exception of Abraham Lincoln when he wore the hat. That was tough to beat. That was tough to beat. But you remember I'd do it. We had fun with it. We'd say, ladies and gentlemen of Georgia, this is your president, and it is a great honor to be with you tonight. Things are going very well with our country. Our military is building. And, so I could do that, and, within about 3 minutes, everybody would pick up and they'd say, let's get the hell out of here. This guy's... No, we're doing a great job. We're renegotiating these horrible trade deals. We're bringing our people back home. Our soldiers are great heroes. Because I was elected to fight for you, and I fight harder for you than any president has ever fought for the people of this country. Thank you very much. Thank you. By the way, I have to tell you, the spirit in this country is unbelievable. The spirit in these rallies are unbelievable. And hey, we were in Minnesota. We're going to win Minnesota. Minnesota, I think, hasn't been won since 1972. We're going to win Minnesota. We're going to win Minnesota. Opened up the INR. We opened up areas of Minnesota that they closed. In Maine, Obama took away 5,000 square miles of ocean. Can you believe it? I gave it back to the people of Maine. We're doing things that nobody's ever thought about doing, ever done. We went into, take a look at Minneapolis. The place was burning down. The National Guard goes in. 30 minutes, would you say? Remember they formed that beautiful scene. After watching this for a week and a half, and we want to do it with Portland. Portland would be so easy. Wise guys, they're just wise guys. These are wise guys in there. You had the one guy who killed somebody in the street. Took him 3 days to arrest. I sent in the U.S. Marshals, 15 minutes later, it was over. I said, why hasn't that guy been, they all knew who, they were putting his picture up. I said, why hasn't he been arrested? Well, sir, they haven't. I said, really? You got another day? We sent in the U.S. Marshals. In 15 minutes, we had the greatest law enforcement people in the world. 15 minutes later, it was all over for him. But the forces opposing me in Washington are the same people who are responsible for every disastrous trade deal, foreign policy blunder, and border security betrayal. Look at our border. Our southern border is so great. By the way, we've topped 400 miles of wall. Building 10 miles a week. It'll be finished very soon. But it's had an incredible impact. Our border has never been as good. We got rid of catch and release, all the stuff that everybody said would be impossible, but it's been incredible. And Mexico is paying for the wall. You do know that, okay? They like to say, now finally they say, okay, he's building the wall. But Mexico's not paying for it. No, Mexico is paying for it. They know that, but they don't like to say it. No, we're doing some incredible things. This is the most important election in the history of our country. And I used to, even 2-3 months ago, say, well, this is like very important, but 2016 was important. This is more important. This is more. And you know, success will bring us together, as I was saying, but you know what else is going to bring us together? A victory, because they're just going to finally say, let's just give up. They're going to say, these people can't be beaten. They're going to say, these people can't be beaten. And many of them were so happy. 2 weeks ago, they heard Trump tested positive. They were so happy. And then I got out, like right away. Here I am, like a long time. I could have gone. That's right. They say, can you imagine he won't be able to hold any more rallies? He'll be recovering, or worse. Or worse. He'll be recovering or worse. And like 12 minutes later, here we are, you know. Like, don't forget, I've been doing this for a long time already. This is not my first rally, right? But all these rallies are like this. The spirit of this country is unbelievable. And that's what we have. And even the fake news admits we have more enthusiasm than any candidate in the history of this country. True. And he has less enthusiasm, in my opinion, than any candidate. I think he's the weakest candidate in the history of presidential politics. I really mean it. Now, with all of that being said, they have a corrupt media, they have big tech, they have all of this stuff. It's a very powerful party. And they have advantages. You know, they automatically win New York. I don't know why New York is doing so badly. They automatically win California. I don't know why California is doing so badly. The forest fires, no water, no this, no that, you know, minor little problems. They automatically win Illinois. I mean, we got to run the table. It's automatic because it's just the way it falls. You know, winning the Electoral College is a very, very hard thing to do. And we just ran the string, right? But it's a very hard thing to do. But we're winning in Florida. We're winning here. You know, it's amazing. Like, if he came here, Sleepy Joe, if he came here, honestly, if they announced, they'd work really hard to try and find people. No, I really mean this. We have tens of thousands. Look at this. This thing goes back, way, way back. I wish they wouldn't give these guys a good luck. I wish they'd move them back 100 yards. And I'm telling my people, I'll save a little time. My people, please, from now on, could you please move the fake news media back like another 100 yards? I hope you're listening, too. No, because you know what? Those cameras, they have magnifiers on. They can be back, and you can get a lot of people. So instead of standing behind the camera and looking at the cameraman's ass, we don't need that, okay? Just move them back, and we get more people up here, because it goes back forever. Thank you back there. We love you. Thank you, but we're going to move it back. Move them back. Move. This can only happen in Georgia. You know, I have an idea, just gave me an idea. We'll have a new t-shirt tomorrow morning. Move them back. Right? Move them back. Well, we did it with, you know, we did it with this crazy Hunter Biden. Remember? Where's Hunter? I kept saying, where the hell is Hunter? Because he was gone. You know, they caught him stealing a lot of money. So he like disappeared, remember? And I said, where's Hunter? And then I said, wait a minute. That's a great idea for a t-shirt. We came out with a t-shirt, Where's Hunter? It became one of the big successes of the year. Where's Hunter? We were talking today about drug prices, and you know, in this country, we have a very bad system, and we have middlemen that are very rich. And I was talking about how we're cutting out the middlemen. Oh, these are not people that like me very much. And we're going with favored nations and all that stuff. We're getting your drug prices down 60, 70, 80%. But the middlemen are making all of this money, tremendous. They're very wealthy. They don't even do anything. Frankly, at least the drug companies, they make the drug. So we're talking about the middlemen, and I say, wait a minute, I think I know one of the middlemen. It must be Hunter. Hunter Biden is a middleman. On top of everything else, China, Ukraine, Russia, Plus, he's a middleman. What a family. Biden's made a corrupt bargain in exchange, and that's what he's done. It's a corrupt bargain in exchange for his party's nomination, which, by the way, should have gone to Bernie. You know, Elizabeth Warren, Pocahontas, if she would have left a day before Super Tuesday, Joe Biden would not have won any of those states. They split up the vote. It was super liberal, her, and it was crazy Bernie. And I say it all the time. I think Bernie Sanders is the nicest, greatest loser I've ever seen because, no, it's true. And I mean this, and you know, we're going to get a lot of their votes because they love us on trade. Because the one thing Bernie's right on is every country in this world, including our so-called allies, excuse me, are there any children in the house? Okay, close your ears, children. Screws us on trade. And Bernie's people know that, and Bernie's into it. The problem is Bernie wouldn't be able to do anything about it. I've done a lot about it. I've done a lot about it. But you know, that's why we got a big percentage of Bernie people. And because they didn't like Hillary, but they don't like Joe. And we're going to get a lot of Bernie people, so I have to be nice to Bernie. But I consider him a really good loser, because he loses with such, he's so nice about it. He loses. I mean, what she did to him was bad, but this was in a way worse, because all Elizabeth Warren had to do was leave the campaign, didn't even have to endorse him, and he would have gotten votes, and he would have won every single state on Super Tuesday. And that didn't happen. And so now we have a guy with a little bit larger base, but no energy. Here we would have had somebody with a smaller base, but with tremendous energy, but not as much energy as we do, and we have a big base, so I like that either. A long, complex story, but what the hell? I have nothing but time, right? What the hell? In exchange for his party's nomination, he's handed control, and you know that, in exchange to the socialists and the Marxists and the far-left lunatics. If he wins, the radical left will be running this country. They're addicted to power, and God help our country if that happens. I really mean it. You'll never make a comeback. It'll be a large-scale version of Venezuela. I've been saying that for a year, but I've never meant it like I mean it now. The only difference is the size, because the ideology is the same. Venezuela 20 years ago, less, was so wealthy, one of the wealthiest countries. It had oil, it had everything, very, very magnificent. Now they don't have water, they don't have medicine, they don't have food. Everyone's fleeing the country. You know, the only difference is the size. But the ideology, when you look at a Portland, I want them to let us in. I said, Governor of Oregon, I said, let us come in. I want to solve your problem. But they're radical left Democrats. You know, it's just like the craziest thing. But that's what Venezuela is. They're anarchists. You look at some of these cities, they're anarchists, and they don't want to say. And the press wants to call them peaceful protests. And we originally had a hard time. We had a hard time. They didn't want us to have any rallies in certain states. And then I realized you're not allowed to go to church. You're not allowed to have dinner with people. You're not allowed to do anything unless in Michigan you happen to be married to the governor because her husband. You're not allowed to go sailing unless you're married to the governor of Michigan, in which case you can go sailing. Remember that? Did she get caught or what? Now she's blaming me because people were whatever. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. I wasn't. And it was our people that caught them, right? It's Trump's fault. Always Trump's fault. Isn't it incredible? And yet we did her a favor. Who knows? I mean, they have to look at that whole thing too. But we are doing an incredible job in this country. This country is great. And we have spirit like nobody's had spirit. And there's going to be a red wave next week that's going to be unbelievable. And they're talking about it. Look at that. That's millions of dollars worth of equipment. And they'll never turn it around to show those people back there because they want to say. Donald Trump had a rally in Georgia. There was a smattering of people, a small smattering. No, it's amazing. Nobody's ever had what we've had. And you're going to have a red wave. They call it a red wave. One of these characters standing right there, he said, there could be a red wave. Don't say there could be. There will be. It's going to be a wave. And they don't want to go the phony, unsolicited ballot. You know, they send ballots out by the millions. They don't have no idea. Well, they do actually have an idea where they're going. That's what really. But we say, who's sending them? Where are they going? Who's getting them? Who's delivering them? Who's signing them? What the hell are they doing? And then if you say that, they go, he's not for freedom. He's not for freedom. And they know better than you do. It's a big con job. So we have to be very, very careful with the ballots because they find ballots in a garbage can last week. Military ballots that had the name Trump on them, and they're in a garbage can. They found 50,000 ballots from Ohio. They find them from North Carolina, dumped in a river. They find them, I think, 500,000 ballots in Virginia. They were incorrect. They're printing them wrong. They had one little problem on one set of ballots, thousands and thousands. They forgot to put the name of Donald Trump on the ballot. Other than that, the ballot was quite good, okay? No, this is serious, and I'm being serious about this. These people are doing a tremendous disservice, and they're using COVID as the reason. You know, they're using this as a reason not to go out and vote. So we voted in World War I, where, by the way, you had a pandemic that made this look like peanuts, okay? World War I. They voted in World War I. They voted in World War II. They voted during the Great Depression. They voted. But we can't do that. You
okay,
gotta
whenever
send in the ballot. So complicated, too. They have instructions. You do the ballot, then you do this. But some of them make it nice and simple. You don't have to sign. You don't have to verify. But what they don't tell you is we've won a lot of court cases. How about...
There we go. We're on the air. You're watching Donald J. Trump on the stump. In Macon, Georgia, I believe, going across the fruited plains on that. Which is kind of interesting because...
Wait.
What?
First things first.
There's that funky slide guitar music that comes on every Monday through Friday, live at 5 on IE Newswire on Facebook and...
on YouTube. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Check out our new Twitch account. Go over there and like that and share that. And also go on to our Instagram and make sure you like and follow us there as well.
On a Fast
Friday!
Did we roll on Twitch?
Yes, we did.
We're on Twitch too. We got to start figuring that one out. Twitch.
I mean, do we?
Yeah.
You need to work on that.
Yes, we do. Yeah, as you said, Trump's in Macon, Georgia. Kind of I mean, you would think Georgia would be like... that's been staunch Republican territory for many years. I'm looking at some of the Real Clear Politics Cooks report, some of the inside politics stuff, and they actually have that as a toss-up state. Trump losing Georgia would mean that Joe Biden would probably have a 49 state win, which is probably almost impossible on a incumbent president. But that's kind of interesting. And we went through the polls, and actually from the states that Trump won, some of the swing states, Hillary was up by more points in, I think, 4 out of the 5 than Biden is right now. So it's very interesting. The polls, like I say, are right now. John Zogby was on one of the programs or something, and he's saying, yeah, they're way oversampling. Most of these are way oversampling Democrats. And on top of that, and they do that all the time. They are trying to do that. And I'll give you the synopsis of the 2 town hall meetings. The town hall meeting that was for Trump, the reporterette was going after Trump and debating Trump. On the Joe Biden town hall meeting, it was a press conference from the Joe Biden campaign. So that's all you really needed to know about the aforementioned phony town hall meetings. I got a question for you, Steph. if they couldn't debate, which they were scheduled to the second debate was scheduled for yesterday. If they couldn't debate, what was the big deal about they couldn't debate each other, but they could hold separate town hall meetings in two different places with the how does that make any sense?
Why would they have two separate town hall meetings?
That's the question. But when there was a debate scheduled, that they wanted to make it a virtual meeting, Trump said, I'm not having a virtual meeting. We're debating on the stage like that. And then it got canceled, and then they decided to have two separate town hall meetings, which makes absolutely no sense.
I don't get it.
Well, I guess it just goes with 2020. Nothing about 2020 makes any sense.
But I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't know. We have giveaways.
Yes, of that. Very important. We got the author of said will be on later on.
We can't tell you the names.
Well, we don't want to tell you a name?
We can't tell them the names of the book, because in order to win a signed copy of the book, which I'm going to hold backwards, we're going to ask you to give us the title. The first one to do it on Facebook and on YouTube is going to be the winner. The disclaimer is located on Facebook and on YouTube. Yeah. So get prepared. In about 5 or 10, 15 minutes, we'll be giving away the book. So that of Aaron. Anastasi!
I was going to say Anastasi. I was going to do some practicing before I butchered it when he actually comes on.
Well, yeah.
But he's acclaimed actor, author, executive coach on that, of that. And we'll have some fun with that one on a Fast Friday.
Yeah, we will.
Going back and forth. But we're going to have some fun. This one is something else that's coming up. Did you have the A and G one? Where's the A and G one?
I don't think you sent it.
Possibly not. I hope I did.
Do not.
Of that. Let me look on the deal. There's the Psycho chick that was going on.
See, but okay, I want to know, what was she upset about?
Apparently,
do we know what she's upset about?
Apparently, yes, there it is.
Got it. I found it.
Apparently, there was a reporter at news anchor up in Anchorage, Alaska. Which, I don't know, Anchorage, Alaska, maybe 50,000. That's the biggest city in the state of Alaska. Maybe it has 50,000 people in it. But anyway, she's the news reporter at Anchor or whatever that does the news on the setup. So, apparently, she had some sort of relationship with the mayor. Now, we're not unclear exactly what that was, but it seems it has the appearance when you hear the voicemail she left for the said mayor of that coming up, because it was absolutely the story coming up.
I just had it.
Yes, I don't want to play that. I want to read the story right now on the deal.
All right, you may live.
So I just wanted to make sure we had that. Okay, here's what the deal. The Maria Athens scandal gets even stranger as Andy Kreiner is now part of the story. In a bizarre twist to the Maria Athens scandal, which she's the reporterette that sent this nasty message, which you're going to hear, Andy Kreiner is part of the story. Not long after Athens posted her insane video on Facebook, which she made wildly unsubstantiated claims about Mayor Ethan Berkowitz, a Twitter thread appeared that shed more light onto what happened in the thread. The daughter of Molly Blakely explains that 2 years ago her mom discovered that she was working as a non-sexual escort. When questioned about it, she told her mom that her favorite client was a short man who worked for the state of Alaska and provided no further details. Here's the tweet. Okay, Alaska, here's a huge story about Mayor Ethan Berkowitz going around today, and I need to tell you what actually happened. Here's what happened, and it gets real weird. According to the daughter, who asked that I not use her name, Athens was doing a story on her mom's booze-infested cookie business on Friday. At one point, Athens had voiced her disgust with Ethan Berkowitz, the mayor of Anchorage. This is when Blakely told Athens her crazy and untrue conspiracy theories about Berkowitz. And this is where Andy Kreiner comes in. Kreiner is the half-brother of Blakely. They have the same mother, Sally Blakely, who was previously married to Kreiner's dad. Recall that in August, Andy Kreiner defined Berkowitz's order that shut down the restaurant's dine-in service for 1 month. Athens' dislike for Berkowitz evidence then interview she done that a video Athens posted on October 8th that started off asking Alaska mayor candidate Mike Robbins, is Alaska primarily a conservative state? How did you get the biggest city in Alaska? And encouraged Alaska to end up with a liberal mayor from San Francisco. Apparently, Ethan Berkowitz is a mayor from San Francisco. Apparently, he had a young woman who was escorting him, supposedly in a non-sexual manner, just to events or something. Meanwhile, this guy is married. Comes to find out, I think in one of these stories, the mayor resigned today over what was going on. Over that. So this is a complicated,
it really
upside-down story, but we're going to play the short video clip here of what's going out. Yeah, get 120 on the deal. This is where she starts. This is where Maria Athens, the anchorette, leaves a phone message on Mayor Ethan Berkowitz's phone that's going to be absolutely astonishing.
Ethan, it's Maria Athens from Fox ABC CW Newsnet National Alaska. I just learned through my Emmy Award-winning journalism, you're also a pedophile in like little girls and children. And there's a website. I'm so f***ing exposing you. I'm going to get an Emmy. So you either turn yourself in, kill yourself, or do what you need to do. I will personally kill you and Mara Kimmel, my self, you Jewish piece of living. You have met your match, mother. You have met your match. I can't believe I am such a good person and thought I loved you. I don't even hate you. I will pray for your Zionist ass, you piece of loser. And I'm putting this on the news tonight. Bye. Have a great Friday, you mother.
There you go. Now,
she is such a good person.
Yes. Now, what's a part of I thought I loved you, she said. That's why I say, now, why would, if you were not having a relationship with this someone like this guy, if Maria was not having a relationship with Ethan Berkowitz, the mayor, why would she throw in, and I thought I loved you?
Well, so she's denying that she had an affair.
That hasn't come out, but the mayor has now resigned, as I understand.
But do you think that maybe he just resigned because he doesn't want to deal with like the drama, like he kind of got spooked? Hang on.
Yes, of what was going on part of that. Yeah, but the whole thing is sordid. You know, for one thing, there's a picture of Maria Athens of the deal. This is the anchorette that of the Anchorage News.
But you know what? In her defense, that's a bad photo of her. She's a pretty lady.
Yeah, she is. But I mean,
again,
to
put that with the message, I mean,
if that is not a psycho chick, I do not know what
mad,
is.
Though she's upset.
No, it goes on to there's stories that are coming out.
But I want to hear both sides.
No, this isn't.
I'm not probably want to use that many choice words, but once you get a woman to that point, man, you better watch out.
No, there's other stories that are coming out. This is not the first time it is alleged that Maria has had episodes like this. And
does she still have her job, though?
I don't know if she still has her job with that. Apparently, she was having an affair with the station manager, and the station manager locked her out of the station because she went on a tie ride with him.
Yes.
That's what I say. Apparently, this is allegedly what we heard on the Armstrong and Getty show this morning.
I mean, she gets around, maybe. She feels powerful. She's a woman, and, I mean, most women are crazy, except for the cool ones that you rarely find, like the unicorns. You know what I mean? What?
Yes, you. You would never do anything like that.
Don't piss me off. I'm Italian, and I have a really bad attitude when I'm mad. But, I mean, that's a little extreme. But, I mean, how did that get leaked?
She sent this. I don't know. Somehow it got off. Supposedly she sent this as a voicemail or something to Ethan or whatever. And I don't know exactly if she posted it or who posted it. But it's been going nuts. I mean, across the dial of that. And to break that stuff down as you go through that, and it's absolutely.
There's more?
No. Well, like I say, the story's just been blowing up
Right.
all day going across there. Like I say, there's supposedly the station manager locked her out of the station because she was tirading on him, and allegedly they had something going on. Apparently they were boyfriend and girlfriend at the time, or whatever was going on, according to what was on the A&G show that was said. And as I recall, and it was like, I mean, like I say, the whole thing, and to come up, I can get that you were, but again, there's no allegation, or I don't know if there was any evidence. There was no evidence or something that they had a romantic relationship or something going on, other than this little pop that I seen between the mayor and her.
So the mayor probably got caught hooking up with the younger chick.
Yes.
And then she's mad because she's older and she feels like she was better.
Yeah, I don't know what torched her off other than this younger chick. Yeah,
little girls or whatever.
The girl that was escorting him to the events. I guess that's supposedly
she's probably just jelly.
Yeah, I suppose that's what touched. As I recall, that's what touched it off. She saw the evidence of this younger chick who was escorting the mayor to these events, or being his escort, supposedly in a non-sexual matter. That was the first part of the story. Again, this one is great. I mean, this one's going to be tabloid news, entertainment, popcorn, of the whole thing. And again, if the mayor didn't do anything wrong, again, this is what is really telling to me. The mayor didn't do anything wrong. Why is he resigning?
But why would it be bad if he was hooking up the news chick? Why would it be?
Well, I think he's married and has a family. Yes. Yes, he's married, has a family.
So wait a minute. Why wasn't his wife escorting him to whatever?
I don't know.
Well, we want answers.
That's what I'm not 100% sure, but there was no romantic relationship between that was going on, but she evidently got really teed off when she saw this Maria chick. Got really teed off when she saw the super young chick, which I don't know if she's underage, under the age of consent, or what, who was escorting this. And apparently, if I'm reading the articles right, and I'm not 100%, but going on there as I read that, the mother of the young lady did not know her daughter was doing this until this all came up.
Shut up.
So
what did Mom say?
Yeah, well, that's what was the first part.
Jerry.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I say this is tabloid journalism on the stuff.
Really quick.
For the what place? Well, let's wait. This guy find Ethan Berkowitz picture. He's on there somewhere. Looking Ethan Berkowitz, the mayor. Of looking some of the deals here for as I think there's a picture in one of the articles.
Can I do a giveaway really quick? Because Brandon's getting a little antsy. He's been looking everywhere for a book and he can't find it anywhere. So we'll start with YouTube first because
we're going to do
YouTube
YouTubers. First.
The first person to type in the title of the book I'm going to hold up or closest to will be the winner of the signed copy of the book written by Aaron Anastasi, who's going to be joining us at the bottom of the hour. There you go, people. It's Amazon bestseller, too.
There you go.
And it's signed. Look at that.
There you go. Yes, you got a signed copy of it.
Are you going to get a signed copy? Can I keep this for myself? I really don't want to give it away, but I will.
Yes.
Look at that.
You said we're giving 2 books away, so we're giving 2 books away. But there you go. So the first person who writes in the title of that book in YouTube of that will get that, and we'll send us somehow, and I don't know how YouTube is on that, but somehow we'll figure out how to get your contact information for the first person who writes it. And I think we already got a winner on the YouTube. But again, let's get to
yeah. It hasn't updated
of that on that. Well, it looks like I'm not.
Brandon Oliver, you are the winner. Congratulations!
So
can I buy it off you?
Yeah, you can auction it off on eBay or something, Brandon. You might make some money.
And we'll give away the second book in just a minute on Facebook for all you viewers.
So yeah, I was hoping to find. No, again, why as the mayor would you have? You're the mayor of look like a middle-aged. I'm trying to find the one of where it's got. They always got to pollute. There it is. there's a picture of the mayor. Roll that up on number 4, please.
There you go. Sir. What? Shut up.
Why is the mayor
Shut
of
up.
the biggest city in Alaska, why would he be having a young lady, very, let's say, in her teens or 20s, escorting him to various events? That
is what she's freaking out about? I mean, no offense, but...
Well, yeah, that's apparently... and there you got the update. Anchorage Mayor Ethan Berkowitz announced Tuesday he was resigning from office effective November 23rd. Read more on the article.
Thank you, sir.
Here of this. Yeah, going back and forth on this stuff. It's crazy of what what goes on this stuff of that. But again, who knows? I'm curious to see why, and what tipped it off is where Maria in the F-bomb, S-bomb laden message says, I thought I loved you.
She was a little satanic on that one. Is that how you say it? How do you say that?
Right. Satanic.
I mean, that's a weird word. She was a little much, though. I can see going off and being upset. I totally get that, but that is like...
But, I mean, given the tone of that whole, and the context of this, she's getting mad because he's with a younger girl or being escorted, if that's the story. And then she throws in, I thought I loved you. Now, from the woman's perspective, I mean, I would say that sounds like a woman scorned.
Oh, they were definitely
And there is nothing worse, as they say, than a woman scorned.
But, I mean, maybe, I highly doubt this, and probably they were definitely doing the nasty. But what if she's just disappointed in him as a mayor? Like, I loved you as mayor. No, that's not, no. Yeah.
No, you're not.
I hear it as I'm saying it. It makes no sense. They were definitely banging.
Well, we don't know that for sure yet, but I mean, why would you say again? Yeah, what other explanation do you have of the whole context of this thing coming out on that? I mean, we need a story like this to chuckle about compared to all the things that are going on.
Who the hell's chuckling about that?
Well, it just seems like ironic. Why would people do again? Why would the mayor? For one thing, okay, you're the mayor of Anchorage. Okay, yeah, and that we did put the Psycho chick picture up of Maria, but she's a nice looking lady.
She really is.
That. So I could see where if Ethan was cruising for chicks or whatever. Yeah, I mean I could pick that. And
she's got a good job.
Yeah, that.
But why would you mess with a news anchor?
Kind of like old Antonio Villaraigosa, the mayor of L.A., who started dating the anchorette or stuff of that. So that there's a history of that of the close circles of the media and politics and stuff. There's a lot of he and she or he and she and going on across the whole gamut.
And you can't believe everything that you hear.
You could see if that was the case. Okay, of that, there were, like you said, they were probably, or what other explanation if they weren't doing the nasty with each other? Why that? You're not, from a chick's perspective, you're not sending a message like that with MF or this.
No,
and
she is definitely hurt.
Yes.
She feels betrayed in some way. A little girl, obviously there's another chick that's much younger than her, so now she's feeling like old and wrinkled. So now we got insecurities going on along with pain. She's probably PMSing, so dude, you're screwed.
Wow.
You are so screwed.
Wow.
That is a woman's breakdown.
Of that. Yeah, I mean, other than that,
Really quick,
yes.
For the next giveaway before we go on KMET. For whatever reason, my Facebook's not uploading on the comment section. My host is going to pull up his so I can kind of read it off, but I will go back later and announce the winner because I can't do it right now. The first person on Facebook who is watching live to type in this book title, written by Aaron Anastasi, who's going to join us here pretty soon, will be the winner of this one that is also signed too. Look at that.
Wow.
And thank you, Aaron. Huge shout out to you for going out of your way to send us these books and for signing them. It really means a lot. You're awesome and amazing. Can't wait to have you on the show.
Yes, he'll be on here in a few minutes as when we come back on the Mighty Met KMET 1490 on the AM dial going across. So we'll see if somebody responds in on the. They were quick on the draw on the YouTube.
They were, but for whatever, I can see it popping up on my notifications, but I can't see it popping up written.
Joshua Stafford's got it.
Congratulations!
Yes, so we got a winner.
Really,
on
let me
that
buy
one.
it off you, please.
Yeah, I think
I hate it when we come up with giveaways and I can't keep them. And
the ones that won this, I'd put it on eBay and then start bidding against
me. Yeah.
Yes, you'll probably get about $10,000 a copy on this thing.
Not really, because I don't even have $10. But yeah, you might get $5
of this thing.
I'll reach out to Joshua and Brandon, both of our winners. Congratulations.
There you go.
And we'll figure out a way to get you.
Yeah, we'll get that.
Maybe.
I think we'll.
Maybe not.
Yeah, maybe we'll. No, we won't say that. No, we'll get you the books some way. We'll contact you and see if we can get you the books on that. Yes. Winners on the show.
I love giveaways.
Yes, we're fine. Yeah, we should do more. Well, although we should do more of this, but Beans 2020 and everybody's kind of tight on this. It's kind of difficult to pry stuff out of people at this particular point because a lot of people are, understandably, a lot of people are, stretched to their wits' end on this whole, stuff that's, maybe we can get Psycho Chick. Maria Athens
to give someone a voicemail.
Well, no, to put a spell or take the spell off of 2020 and release us from this prison we've been in.
You think she did it? You think she done it?
She could have. She's got put the picture of her up now. If this is
no, it scares me.
If there's a chick that could put is that the picture of a witch? Or I mean, we need to
find a better picture of her because now I feel bad.
You're great in the graphics. We need to get a picture.
I did not find that picture. No,
we need to get a picture of her with the broom and the witch's hat and the whole thing flying across.
If anybody is looking to scare the crap out of somebody,
yes. Is that not a great Halloween? Put that back
to
up.
Wake up with that next to your bed.
I told you, this is a psycho chick.
No, she's her and she's mad.
No, she did this to the other guy, too, the station manager.
No, let's not blame the woman for a minute and blame the men. Maybe, y'all, see, maybe it's you guys. You bring it out in us. But no, she crazy.
Yes,
look at that.
Thank you.
Scary, so.
There's a certain, I call them psycho chicks. I don't know what 5 or 10% of them that are just
I'm going to send a photo.
Completely freaking nuts, and they will do. I mean, that woman is someone, and I can see that anybody's capable of getting PO'd and doing things, and I mean, but to have this done multiple times, I mean, according to the station manager, it was like a tirade like this, and I mean, he just I guess she assaulted him, threw something, hit him, yada, yada, yada.
He probably deserved it.
And he just had her locked out of the deal.
Maybe he deserved it. You don't know that. You don't know her side. There's 3 sides to every story.
Yeah.
Her side, his side, and then the real side.
What was that again?
There's 3 sides to every story. His side, her side, and then the real side.
Yes.
Look at her. See, she's pretty.
No, she is. I mean, like I say, I mean, if old Ethan was cruising for a mistress or whatever, I could see, okay, of that. There's no problem with that. But as far as everybody's got to live their lives as they see fit on this stuff. So, I personally.
Wait. This turns into.
Yes.
This.
Yes. That's what you got to watch out for the psycho
when you piss
chick.
them off.
Yes. That's what you got to watch out for the psycho chick. Put the hot, good-looking photo up. Yes. Don't necessarily go by that pretty I love you face until
reality.
Yes, of that when you.
You're evil. See what you're doing to me? I would never get off my mouse.
30 seconds. 30 seconds. Hi, Stephanie.
No, we're about to go on. Well, I guess we can because then we just have dead air.
Well, see, now you're mad, mean.
Me?
Yes.
Oh, wait till next week, buddy.
All right, here we go. 10 seconds.
Apps. Go to KMET1490am.com and download your free phone app today. IE Newswire Daily is on the air.
The following is a paid program. You can play
There's that funky slide guitar music that comes on every Monday through Friday on the Moderate 1490 KMET AM, broadcasting all across the AM dial. Joining in with our audience on IE Newswire on Twitch, Facebook, and
on YouTube. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and go over to our Instagram and like and follow that page as well.
As we bring you a jam-packed show on a Fast Friday of that, and it was very fast on that. We started off with Trump in Athens, Georgia, riling up the crowds where he's doing it by thousands versus Joe Biden with his 30 people that show up in a drive-in situation of that and doing that. And again, like I said, I sum up the town halls meetings yesterday. You really didn't have to watch them. The debate, the anchorette debated Trump on Joe Biden's one. It was a press conference from the Joe Biden campaign. So that, curious to see if they do roll on the debate. They should have the next debate scheduled for October 27th. And again, we went over, if they were able to have town hall meetings separately, why weren't they debating last night in front of the stage and going forward? It makes no sense on that. We covered the Maria Athens Psycho chick deal and the tirade, the 1-2 minute tirade of that, of F-bomb, S-bomb loaded message that she left the mayor of Anchorage, Alaska. The mayor of Anchorage, Alaska resigned. It looks like some sort of, if there's not a love triangle going on here or something, I'd like to know why then this was going on, because this has got Jerry Springer, tabloid.
How sad, though. She's so upset. I kind of feel for her a little bit. Because her mind is what's going insane, and it's just sad to see somebody trapped in that.
I'm no medical doctor or give medical advice, but that woman needs a psychiatrist, psychologist, something in the worst way. Or what is it that gets rid of the witches,
Garlic.
Yes, so yeah.
That's why I always have garlic at my house. But you always come back.
You're going to have to try something else.
Crap.
We're gonna
perfect story for our guests today, too.
Coming in, because we're gonna switch gears a little bit more on that. We're gonna bring in a very special guest going on. He's a YouTube star, executive coach, author, actor, doing a lot of things on that. We gave away 2 of his books. Can I have the books, please? Of that, as I'm gonna hold them up here. Of that, he's author of 2 books we just gave away to Josh and Brandon. The Voice of Your Dreams.
Joshua said that's the book is the first thing he's ever won.
Well, then, hey, that's it. Well, I know what he gave away his wife $1,000 on this. We're going to have to get Joshua on maybe and tell you the story of that. But anyway, we're about to bring on our very special guest for the day on that. Of that, who is the author of these 2 books coming on. Along with that, he's an aspiring actor, executive coach. He has a viral video going on with his superior singing method that, I don't know, it's got about 10 gazillion views
great,
on it.
It's great, especially when you're trying to work on your vocals.
Maybe I need
a stronger voice. You do. That's why I found him, because I'm like, I need to change your voice, and
I've never,
it seems to work a little bit.
I don't know, as squirrely as I am, if I've sucked at something, I've never let that stop me at any point of doing that.
Just like your singing.
Yes, of that. So maybe you can help me out on that. Again, we showed you the books, the 2 books that we just gave away.
And he was nice enough to sign them, too.
The Voice of Your Dreams and Your Prosperous Mind. Author, actor, executive coach, all-around superstar, Aaron Anastasi. Welcome to IE Newswire with Stephanie and Roy.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you having me on the show.
You got it. Well, let's start out with that. I have a terrible singing voice, but that's never stopped me.
Please don't make him sing.
I'm intrigued by this, I looked at it just briefly, but you got a gazillion views on this. Tell me about your superior singing method.
Yeah, no, it's interesting that you say that you got a terrible voice. Really, my entire message is that anybody can learn to sing, that your voice is actually a muscle. And a lot of people think you have to be born with talent in order to be a good singer. But I'm like, no, that's a myth. And I could teach just anybody how to sing if they follow my method for a certain period of time. So even you, I could even teach you how to sing.
So is that a challenge?
If you want to take it that way, I would love for you to take it that way.
You got it. We're going to have a challenge. We're going to do some before and after cuts of that on the deal. I'm going to have to pick out the old guitar and stuff, and I'm going to do some cuts on this later on, maybe later.
I appreciate you coming on the show
next week, and then we'll go through the big time Aaron superior singing method, and we'll see how it works out. You up for it? You got it. Want to talk about your books that we just gave away. Let's stay with the first one. The one that intrigues me is Your Prosperous Mind.
Sure. Yeah, Your Prosperous Mind. I wrote that one because it all started with me transforming my way of thinking and my way of being, which I didn't even know what that meant like a few years ago. I had a coach that would talk about this idea of changing your way of being, the way that you believe about what's possible for you, how it shifts your thoughts and shifts your actions. And I had such radical transformation in my own life, being in a stagnant relationship, being broke, and not really pursuing or finding success in my dreams. Within a year of working with this guy and using transformational framework stuff, it was so radical. I'm in a loving marriage now. I'm fast forward to my dream, making a lot more money. And so all the principles that I use, it's like I feel like I'm filled up with this stuff, and it's just bursting out of me, which is why I wrote Your Prosperous Mind, because I think that we can rewire our brain and the way that we think in order to create more prosperity in our life. And not just money, although certainly that too, but just in relationships and begin to actually attain the things that we want in life in terms of our dreams that previously seemed impossible. That's what's really fun for me.
So one thing I do, and one thing what people ask me, well, how do you do this or that? And the one thing that I said, if I can give anybody anything, it's confidence. And I think if you have confidence in yourself, even at that, I've said it about public speaking, which is most people's number one fear. I said, if you're confident and you do that and you figure you can, even if you mess up, you can wiggle your way out of it, or like I say, BS your way out of things. Yada. If you have that confidence, you're not keyed up. You're not afraid to talk. You're not afraid of this. You don't sweat when you're coming to that. Again, and it doesn't matter if you're doing a math problem or writing a book. If you have confidence, I'm going to finish this book before you start it, your odds of doing it are going to be much greater than if you come up with a gazillion reasons why you can't do something.
Absolutely. And I think where a lot of people get stuck is they have this voice that tells them they can't do it. They don't even realize they're automatically following that voice because it's so persistent in their mind that they think it's just a reality, and so they don't even start it. So like you're saying, you can rewrite that. It's not, I'm an actor. I understand that I can create a character, and this character will finish this book. So I'm committed to finishing this book. And then guess what? I'm a lot more likely to finish that book, like you're saying.
Again, that's something that I do, and that's why I say I call it reverse engineering or thinking ahead, or like I learned in racing, and my dad taught me first thing is you drive past the hood ornament. You look what's in front of you. You look half a corner around. You look at the guys coming down the back straightaway. You're processing all that mission, because if you don't drive past the hood ornament, you're going to crash.
Right.
And if you don't have that forward looking, or if you don't see when you start the race at the end, you're going to be the first one to see that checkered flag. The odds of it that you're going to do that are greatly diminished. And with a lot of this stuff, that's why I say in the practices and the things I've learned in doing things, that's where I come from. And I say that, again, that's the number one. Vision that ahead. Look ahead. Always think of this as one of the sayings I have is, don't give me the gazillion reasons why you can't do something. Give me the one reason why we can do it.
I love that. Yeah, and what you're talking about, having that vision, like visualizing the end, I love that. And also just getting clear on what your vision is. Like I am a coach now. I'm an executive coach now, and I find that I used to be really surprised, not so much anymore, but when I ask people what they want, there's always like a kind of stumbling around. They're not exactly sure what they want, or if they do, it's something convoluted and vague. And when we're not super, super clear about what we want, then we're sort of just meandering. But when we can clarify exactly with specifics of what we want, then we can set the goals to start heading in that direction. It's not about hitting the exact vision or the exact goal, but having that clarity helps us get honed in on what actions I could take today to begin to move toward that thing and not just meander and hope and wonder.
And I want to segue into your second book, The Voice of Your Dreams, and kind of on that theme, because this is something I've done a lot, and I want to run this by you. But looking at that, or looking forward to that, and I've told people, man, I dream in full-length movies and stuff, and I've done all this stuff. But I do that. I mean, I visualize I visualize the goal at the end of the product of that, and how I'm going to get there, and dream it and run it through my head as I mean, it sounds crazy, but I'm running it through that and reworking it and to get to that end project, because again, I think you're exactly right. If you don't see what you want to do, whatever that goal is at the end of the tunnel, if you don't see it, your odds of making it are very small.
Yeah, and it could be really scary to clarify our vision and to try and see things through, because there's a lot of payoffs. There's a lot that we get out of being vague. So if I'm vague about what it is I want, then I can tell myself, oh, well, I'm not as disappointed if I don't get it. So being vague, there's actually some reasons why we do that, because once we're clear, then we're accountable, and we feel like, oh, I'll be disappointed if I don't make it. But the flip side is, if I don't go after that thing, I live kind of a murky, disappointing life in general, rather than having a clear focus of something I'm going after.
It is, and when you do that, and I think to the broader prospect of dreams and stuff, I think people don't sit down, and sometimes
they wait too long to go after them. And to have that regret is horrible.
Yeah, and they don't sit down and have that quiet time by themselves where you lock out the whole world and you just focus in on what you're trying to do, and just kind of just let your mind explore all the possibilities.
Right.
Yeah. That was a big turning point in my life. Mentioning that is starting my daily practice of having a morning routine, of working out every day, of meditating every day, of journaling every day, of having that time of absolute quiet and silence, and allowing for that moment for something to bubble up, for some wisdom, some ideas, some clarity to bubble up, and just shut the world out for a while so that I can get some clear direction of where I'm going, and then go into the day and implement it, rather than just waking up and be in 1,000 different directions.
One thing I like to do is, and I found it works really great at that, is
classical stretching.
Well, yeah, that's one. That's one of the good things too. But no, that's one of my big things. But
it is.
Let's say 12 midnight, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, when everything's really silent, just take a walk outside, in the darkness of that, and that.
What the hell's wrong with you?
A lot of things.
Don't do that. We do not promote that.
But I mean, it is, because there's nobody's calling you on the phone, nobody's texting you, nobody's wanting this, that. You have that time where you can be that quiet time where you can just think and focus in on something, and it's amazing the concepts you can come up with when you're doing that.
Yeah.
Does it have to be 1 or 12 in the morning?
That just works for me.
That's kind of sketchy.
Well, I'm kind of sketchy as it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, and like Stephanie said, it doesn't have to be like that, but you need to find that time where you can just,
you know what, I think a lot of people
let things
need
work
that right
like
now.
that.
That's why I really wanted to get Aaron on, because on his Instagram page, he does have a lot of good inspirational posts that he does on his stories, and I think a lot of people really need your books and your Instagram, and just more positive right now.
Yeah, I find that when I'm in my best place, I'm inspiring other people to reach their dreams. And what it does is it helps me continue to move forward towards my dreams. So it's selfless in that I really love helping people reach their dreams, but there's some selfish part of it that's like, if I continue to inspire others to pursue their dreams, it motivates me and keeps me accountable toward pursuing my own, which is where my happiness and my joy and my passion comes from. I did a post this morning. I love to stay in this place of like, I'm so excited about this thing that I'm pursuing and partially terrified and also completely invigorated at the same time. I want to live in that place of passion. I don't want to be complacent. I want to live in a place where I'm always pursuing my dreams. So I feel like if I do that publicly on my social media, then other people will see it and be like, if he can do it, then I can do it. And there's this symbiotic relationship. I don't think that's the right word, but you understand.
Now you're starting to talk like me.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, the challenge.
Totally hit it spot on, though, on that.
Yes, the challenge is on. We're going to see if you can improve
Please
my
don't.
Absolutely terrible
I'm
singing.
not going to film him while he's singing, though. I don't want any part of that.
No, we're going to do it live on here. You don't have to film it.
And there goes our radio crew.
On that we're going to see that, and I'm going to give you 30 seconds. Plug anything you want, your books, anything within reason. Let's say your books, your websites, your singing YouTube deal. Go.
Yeah, if you're interested in singing, Superior Singing Method has been very successful. We've got over 500,000 subscribers, 50 million views. That's great. The books, I think the books will really help. I think this is a perfect time for people where a lot of people are kind of trying to figure out what's going on and what's next. And my books are good step-by-step. They're tools, but they're also step-by-step of here's how to pursue and get clear about a vision and what steps to take and how to get rid of the block. So, yeah, that's about it.
Thanks for being on.
Thank you so much, Aaron. I appreciate you sending the books and signing them for all our viewers. You're awesome.
My pleasure.
Keep up with the stories because I watch them every day and they really inspire me a lot to be better.
Thank you for
especially when I have to deal with him. I mean, it's really. Even he'll say I'm a lot happier and way easier to get along with. So you should be thanking him, Roy.
Yes, thank you, Aaron.
My pleasure.
You're making my life easier.
What the hell are you trying to say?
Thanks for being on. We'll do it again
Aaron.
real soon.
Sounds
Bye.
You got it, Aaron.
Isn't he great?
Anastasi.
He is awesome. Make sure you go
Yes.
and check out his books. Look at this one's an Amazon bestseller. I think it'll really help a lot of people. I know I'm personally going through a lot of stuff in my own personal life, and I really look forward to reading these. And I think they'll really help open up and give people a little bit of a different perspective on maybe you're just seeing things a little bit off. Like Roy. You know what I mean?
No, I see things way off.
You do, but, it's all right. That's why we love you.
Maybe I should write one of these books.
You know what? I would love to read a book that you write. I think it'd be really good.
One person told me that his suggestion is to have somebody transcribe like my
right,
like
life?
the stuff I say, like on the show and stuff.
Oh, okay.
And then put it into a book form of that, because if I
you're just going to be calling everybody stupid and say that do it Roy's way.
Sold. So that's all you really have to do is just follow my direction and everything will just work hunky dory.
Let me know how that goes. Really, I think if you did write a book, though, I think it'd be really good. I want to write a book, but I mean. What am I going to write about?
But there's a lot of. If you went over like all the archives of all the videotape that's sitting on there, that you could.
Like on the radio part?
Yeah, that's what they said. They said document or have somebody transcribe. So
would it be more of like a rule book, like live your life this way kind of thing, or
like that,
or like this is how my life has been kind of thing? Like
you could do it. I think
you should do a documentary.
Well.
Or write like a fictional thing. I think your mind would be great at that. You think of stuff that good writers think about. Wow, I worded that great, huh? I was totally going to say something else. And then I go and tell
you
myself.
You stopped yourself before you said what you wanted to say.
I know. And then I came up with some bull. Oh, see, I caught myself again. Wow. See, it's Aaron's post.
I will say, I've been told I'm a good BSer.
No, really, though. I honestly and I truly do think if you went to go write a book, not like a guide, but like a book, I think you'd do really good at it. I think it'd be interesting. I think you can write some good, made-up, cool stuff.
Yeah, we'll see.
Real stuff. I find the time to do that, though. Did you just let me off? What happened there?
No, I don't. No, not intentionally. Of that, no.
Oh my gosh.
Like the old saying, if you can't dazzle them with facts, baffle them with BS. But
they say that.
Yeah, that's a.
I like that.
And it really is true. I mean, and you can I go back to the old Joe Azuzu commercials where he was Joe Azuzu. You know, the Azuzu, the car. They had this guy that was go start page or Duck Go Duck, not that other evil company, but go to start page and just Google just start page. Joe, I almost said it myself. Joe Azuzu. See how they implant that stuff in your head, but. He was they had these commercials for the Zuzu car, and he would sit there and tell these outlandish lies of that. But he told them in such a way that was so confident and stuff, they were believable. Kind of like the old Orson Welles back in the 40s that he had a lot of people freaking out that the aliens were landing when he was doing a fictional deal, and people were really believing it because he sounded so real on the radio when it was coming over. Right. And it is. If you sound... you can make, you can make people believe a lot of things or believe something that's absolutely untrue if you stand there and sound like you know what you're talking about and sound and say confidently of that. So, I mean, the confidence thing you can use for like probably anything else.
That's how you sucked me into coming in more.
Of that. But,
it's true.
But it is. I mean, again, in anything you can use this stuff for... that or that. Yes, this is coming up tomorrow out in Hemet at the dwelling place on
in Hemet.
27 Gerard Street in Hemet. The Freedom Rally protest, Reopen California. It's going on from 10:30 to 4:30. Melissa Melendez, Sheriff Chad Bianco, Mike Hestron, and a whole host of others are going to be out there all day.
It says, enough is enough. It's time to open our businesses, our schools, and our churches. Stand with us and be the change.
It is absolutely 100% needed.
They're going to have live music, food trucks, and powerful speakers.
That's it. Some of the ones that are out there all day going on, starting in the morning,
cool.
Going till about 4:30, 5 o'clock. Out there on that. So if you want to get in there, and that's something we got to do something in California. We just can't keep sitting on our hands letting Warden Newsom, Governor Hairgel just continually just ruin our lives every freaking day.
Every freaking day. They canceled parent-teacher conferences. But then it's like, do I need to know what my kid's doing? Because I'm right there teaching them.
Yeah.
Also,
yeah. What is it that you don't know now?
Well, I mean, but... whoa, my speaker came in. But honestly, though, sometimes finding, like, all their assignments and what is supposed to be done that is done or not getting done, it would be nice to know because it's kind of everywhere. On some teachers, not all. Don't forget this Thursday coming up, I believe, October 29th at 11 a.m. Is it this Thursday?
What's up? Is the costume contest?
Yeah, is that this? No, in 2 weeks.
No, it'll be in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks.
Yes.
I've been plugging the heck out of this because I think this was great. I think kids need this a lot. I mean, to go to the farmer's market is always awesome anyways. Teach your kid about eating healthy and, natural foods. Also, they're going to be giving out candy. Halloween costume contest. Wow, I'm really doing horrible at this. Take over. No?
Wow.
But they'll have prizes and products from all the farmers and vendors. Make sure you go out there. Located in Moreno Valley. Located off of Frederick and Alessandro. I thought you were going to pitch in on that one.
Oh, you were on a roll.
No, I wasn't. I was doing horrible.
That Discovery Church is having... I heard they're trying to some places are banning the trunk or treat things.
Well, see, they're doing the trunk or treat, but they're doing it different. The kids stay in the car, and then you drive to the cars. So you get to wave. I'm this. I mean, at least they're trying, though. They're trying.
I got to give them an E for effort, but I mean, what? Like you said yesterday, we just tell them to hell with it all and just...
I didn't say that. I said I'm going freaking trick-or-treating. Oh, is that what you're saying? I'm going trick-or-treating. I'm going to give me some damn candy.
Exactly. On the whole thing. I mean, more people just need to stand up and just say, not no, but hell no. We ain't doing this anymore. I believe. I think our leaders, Sheriff Chad, or the other 4 supervisors should join with Jeff Hewitt. Sheriff Chad did on my recommendation of that is our leaders need to lead us in that and challenge Hairgel. Again, even on the legal stuff. Why aren't you part of the Kylie Gallagher lawsuit that's suing Newsom on these draconian executive orders that have gone on far too long, and there's no justification for them.
But even if they do open up, say schools go back, churches go back, restaurants are, full functioning, I personally feel like it's never going to be like it was before. I think that there's so much fear that's put into people's heads that I really don't think it will be like how it was. Even if they do go back to school, they're going back to school 1 day a week. My sister goes back in November for Riverside County, 1 day a week. Why? What is the point? Like, I really, what are they thinking is the point? I was waiting for you to give me an answer. Nothing?
I can't. No.
That's I don't know.
Again, you're making perfect sense. They are not.
I don't know.
That's what the whole...
And then for the poor parents that have to work, like, you get 1 day of relief of not having to find a sitter for your child. But then, on the other hand, I do love my kids being home with me. I mean, it is nice. I know what they're doing. I know they're not playing with a friend on the playground that I don't want them to play with because they're all my kids. So that's cool.
Go get Aaron's books on the voice of your dreams and your prosperous mind on that, and we'll
Amazon's
do that.
One seller.
Have some freaking fun this weekend. The hell with everything else.
What are we doing?
Of that, we'll figure out something. We'll do something fun. I want everybody to report back on Monday. What you did was fun.
And if you're passing out
the
candy,
hell with the
so
rules
I can go to your house
of
and
that.
Candy.
And until Monday on that, till we get that report, we're gone.
The proceeding was a paid program.